Okay, let's try this again. Again, I apologize for all the mishaps earlier today. I wanted to go ahead and redo this just in case anything. So, hello and welcome again. Let me see if I can get my live going. Okay. I think I got it going. There we go. Okay, I got it. So, hello everyone. Welcome to the live of Penpal Etiquette. I am just getting things situated before I dive into this fully. Okay. So, this is just a guide to starting, sustaining, and even gracefully ending a pen pal relationship without leaving hurt feelings behind. I'm gonna go ahead and get started, and if you are catching this on the replay, please make sure you are commenting throughout the live. That way, if you have any questions or you feel something should be added to this, let us know. Hello, Gina. So let's get into the heart of pen pal etiquette. So pen paling is, obviously, as we know, it's more than just mailing letters. It is about building a unique and ongoing bridge between lives. And whether you're exchanging postcards once in a while or writing, multi-page letters, with art and pressed flowers or whatever you feel like you should send, the same underlining principles applies, and that is always respect for the other person on the other end. So what I mean by that, and again, this goes for just letters. It does not pertain to the birthday cards or the Sabbath cards or the Pandora boxes. This is just for letters, so I wanted to make that clear. So the golden rules of this is set the pace from the start. So what I mean by this is whenever you post your letter that you have received your letter, let your pen pal know roughly how often you write. A lot of us are really bad about saying, oh, hey, I'm going to write you soon, but not give an actual time frame. I'm horrible about it, but I will, going forward, I'm going to also start just saying, hey, this is what's going on. This is what, just essentially let your pen pal know roughly how often you write, is what I was trying to say. I'm sorry. So for example, a good pace to start is, hey, I just got your letter. I usually reply within 3 to 4 weeks, but I will have it within that time frame or something like that. But avoid saying soon when you don't have a time frame. That way it doesn't give them false hope, which we'll get into here in a little bit. So acknowledge what they've shared. This is another one that we've seen issues going into, and that is because it's not that we're just responding to their stories, but we're doing it with our own updates. So it's always good to respond to what they've written. And please, again, we say it time and time again, don't show your letters. This is another way that you can respond to their story, is by not showing what they've written you. These letters are just for your eyes only, and we would love to keep it that way. So please, please, please. because it shows you the value of the exchange, and it shows your pen pal how much you mean to them. Another one, this one has helped me so much too, is keep track of your letters. What I like to do is I have a small Google sheet that I use to keep track of all of my pen pals, both WO and non-WO. But even a small list or a notebook, or hell, even writing the envelope out to know that, hey, this person still needs their letter done, has helped me so much, and it helps me remember who I owe the reply to, and it also helps me prevent unintentional ghosting. Hello, Olivia. Welcome, love. So if it helps to write things down, write them down. Be honest about breaks. As we always say, life changes. Life gets in the way of a lot of things. But if you need to pause or stop, a short note is far better than just disappearing off the face of the earth. Now, if you need to get a hold of one of us mods or admins to be like, hey, could you get a hold of so-and-so and just let them know that I'm taking a small break, and you know, not to expect my letters for so-and-so or how many weeks or whatever. We are here to help you. So if you need to do that, let us know. We are here to help. But again, it's far better than just going poof and then not hearing anything. Also, respect their boundaries. This one I've seen a lot of people, not in this group because we're really damn good about it. But a lot of my other pen pal groups is people have been pushing for personal details that other people are not offering or wanting to get into. And so it causes to overshare, or it pushes them in a discomfort zone, and that's what we don't want. Somebody brought on earlier when I did this, that if there are really hard boundaries that you don't want to talk about in your letters, to just essentially, like, put them in your intro. And I think that was a great idea, especially like if you don't want, which we've never done politics, but there has been an instance where somebody says, I don't want to talk about politics, and then somebody talks about political things in their next letter, which sucks. So always respect your person's boundaries. I've done that too, Gina. Gina says, I got a letter tracker to do that, then misplaced it, found it, and misplaced it again. I think we've all been there, love. So let's talk about why ghosting hits harder in snail mail friendships than other friendships. Ghosting in the pen pal world, you can agree or disagree, but it isn't just failing to reply. It's erasing a connection that someone may have been invested significantly emotional and tangible effort into. I know when I write my letters, I put my heart and soul into them because I love the passion that it brings. But letters are also physical proof of care. To me, they're self-care. It's something that I get to take time for myself to do. And again, they took time to write, decorate, and even post it. So, this is why sometimes ghosting can actually hurt more than, you know, not than saying something, you know. This is a huge one. I'm guilty of it. I'm pretty sure a lot of you ladies would feel the same, but mailbox anticipation builds hope. Every day, or every week, or every bi-weekly, however often you check your mailbox or your P.O. box, it builds hope that maybe there's a letter there. Maybe I'll, you know, get to write and do, you know, build a connection further with this person. But they might still be checking for your reply. And this is another reason why ghosting hits harder. because silence also breeds self-doubt. So without closure, they may question themselves on what they wrote. What did they write to hurt you? Or what did they say? Or, you know, did they send too many stickers? Did they write something that they weren't supposed to? It varies. So, common reasons for ending or pausing a pen pal relationship. Of course, life circumstances change. Illness, work, and family demands are a huge one. But I think number 2 is not talked about enough, and that is the loss of interest in pen paling. I've seen in one of my other pen pal groups, this lady, she doesn't like letters at all. She prefers to do something called bullet point pen paling, where it's just this or that, essentially. And a lot of people go with her because she just has no interest in actually pen paling and writing out those letters, which is cool. Fine, you do you, babe. But it's that loss of interest that you're not feeling the hobby anymore, that you just kind of give up on it. The third one is mismatch in style. Again, all of us admins and mods do try our hardest to pair you with someone that we think that you are going to be good with. And we do that by putting all your guys' names into the wheel and then spinning it. So you could do it that way too. But the mismatch in style is your pace, topics, or letter length are incompatible. Maybe your person doesn't like long letters. Maybe they prefer short letters. Maybe, you know, you don't quite like being paired with a darker witch. Maybe you want to be with a lighter witch. It just depends. Maybe you write faster or slower, or, you know, things like that. And of course, again, boundary crossing, where their letters make you uncomfortable. So the goodbye framework is something that I kind of put together to kind of help kind of give you an idea of how to say goodbye or to step away without getting too crazy. So this works for any ending, from temporary pauses to complete closures. So step 1 is you want to acknowledge the connection. Even if it's short-lived, mention something you enjoyed or appreciated. Step 2, give the reason. It's helpful when you do this. You can keep it short and neutral, or you can go deep into detail, but you don't have to do that unless you absolutely want to. Close the loop clearly. State whether it's a pause or a permanent end, so they're not waiting on that letter. Does anyone have any questions so far? Or is there anything somebody would like to add so far? I hope some of you guys see why I wanted to redo this. Because as you saw, if you were here for the other live that I did about this earlier, I deleted it because I had a lot of little people coming in and trying to do that and this. I wanted to give you guys my full attention. So I hope everything makes sense so far and it gives you an idea. I am glad it's a good idea. Alright, loves. So moving on, goodbye and pause templates. So I wrote a couple of templates to hopefully just give you an idea of what you can say. You can tweak it however you want to. So you can take it with a grain of salt, or you can use these templates to help you. It's up to you. So, of course, life gets busy, which is a temporary pause. You can go, dear so-and-so, I've truly enjoyed our letters, and your updates always make me smile. Life has gotten overwhelming lately, and I need to pause my pen paling for a while. You could say for a week, a month, or whatever, but this is why I said you could tweak it how you need it. You could also say, I didn't want to leave you wondering, so I'm letting you know now. I'm not sure when I'll be able to return to regular writing, but I wish you all the joy and magic in your future letters. Warmly, and then you can put your name. You could also put, I'm looking to go back into writing as of next month, or whatever, whatever you're comfortable with. But it still gives them, hey, I'm not going to look for your name in my mailbox for a little while until you reach out and you're like, oh, hey, I'm back to pen paling. Or you can give a specific time frame for your temporary pause. Like, hey, I'm taking a break in August, but I'll be back in November, or whatever. But it lets them know something. Then you get life gets busy, permanent goodbye. This is when you need to step back completely away from pen paling because you have no time whatsoever. You could go, dear so-and-so, thank you for sharing your world with me through your letters. Unfortunately, I need to step away from pen paling entirely, and I won't be able to continue our exchange. I wanted to be honest so you aren't left waiting for a reply. I wish you happiness in all of your future correspondences. And then you could sign kind regards, your name. Gina says, I love the idea of the short reply if you are going to take long time potentially, or letting them know the initial letter received post. Yes. Seriously, guys, this can help you so very much. Even, like Gina said, if you are going to post your letter and, life gets busy when you are posting said letter, you could be like, I've truly enjoyed our letters. I know this is the first one, but I'm going to let you know now, life has been overwhelming and I just need to pause in my pen pals for a second, and, give a time frame if you can. That way it lets your person know. Or if you want to do a permanent goodbye and you have to step away from the group entirely, you could let them know that way too. And we can even send that message to your pen pals and let them know. But communication is key. Then we have the mismatched connection, which is the soft exit. You could go, dear so-and-so, I've enjoyed hearing about your life, but I don't think we're the best match for long-term correspondences. I'd rather be upfront now so you can find a pen pal who fits your style more perfectly. Thank you for the letters you've shared with me, and I wish you the best in wonderful future connections. Sometimes this happens, and I'd rather hear something like this than nothing at all. Then you have the mismatched connection direct exit, where you can go, thank you for your letters. I don't feel we're the right pen pal match, so I won't be continuing our correspondence. I wish you all the best in finding someone whose style fits yours. And then you can say, take care. If it is a boundary issue, you can be firm but polite. Again, you can post this with the initial letter, or you can send it as a message and we will take care of it. We will get it to that person, I promise. But you can go, dear so-and-so, I've decided to end our correspondence. I appreciate the time you've put into your writing, but I don't feel comfortable continuing, and I wish you well moving forward. Again, if there are hard boundaries that you just absolutely do not want them to cross, as a just in case, I suggest putting it in your intro. It was mentioned earlier when I did this live earlier, and it's such a good idea. So if you feel so called to, you can put it in your intro. That way that boundary is never crossed, or hopefully it's not brought up. So here's another one, because I hear this a lot too, where, well, we didn't connect at all, or we didn't really connect in a way that I was hoping. So if you have only exchanged 1 or 2 letters and realize it's not for you, you could put, dear so-and-so. Thank you for your letter. I don't think we're the right pen pal match, and I wanted to let you know now so you can connect with someone who shares your style. I wish you the best, and then you can warm regards or respectfully, your name. But it's an emotional care for both sides, not just one or the other. For the one reading the exchange, or for the one ending the exchange, you can be honest and not cruel. You can be short and clear because it's kinder than just dragging it out and then ghosting them in the end anyway. So I feel that helps as well. And for the one that is receiving the goodbye, remember that mismatch happens. It's gonna happen. And it's not always personal. So please, 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 when it does happen and it's your first or second or third letter, like in the beginning stages of your letter writing, try not to take it personal. At least you gave it a shot. For me, I usually wait up to 3 months before, if I don't hear anything back, I take them off my pen pal list and I go on my way. It sucks, it hurts, but it happens, which is why I wanted to take on this challenge of doing this live, because there have been so many times where I've heard nothing and I've been the one to reach out and ask, and I still hear nothing. So that's why I wanted to do this live for you guys. If you accidentally ghost, this has been a big one too. If you vanish for months and you feel guilty, like I tend to do sometimes, you could just say, hey, I'm sorry I disappeared without a word. Life became overwhelming and I didn't handle it very well. But I hope you've been well and enjoying your other pen pals, and I look into writing you again. It helps when it's this too, because that way your person's not like, well, maybe I did something to upset them, or they just don't. Okay, we're back. I'm so sorry that happened. I had somebody calling, so I apologize. But it helps to just say something versus just not saying anything at all. So that's something that you can kind of keep in mind for when it does happen. There are quick references, goodbye phrases that I did do as well, just in case. And that is, I'm stepping away from pen paling. I won't be continuing our correspondence. I don't think we're the right match, and I wish you joy in your future letters. But those are for the people that just want to be direct and not go into too much detail. But I feel like it is more important that you just give them a little bit of wiggle room, like, hey, we didn't connect. I do apologize. I wish you join your future letters, as I won't be continuing our correspondence. And sometimes that's better than just saying nothing at all, or saying, oh yeah, I'll be writing you soon, and then that letter just never comes. So the final note I have for you ladies is, a pen pal goodbye is not a failure. It is simply closing a chapter with care. Whether you shared 1 letter or 50, ending respectfully means the bridge you built ends with kindness instead of collapse. I know, right, Gina? I can hear my crickets. But I think it's important that this topic was, talked about and handled, because this happens so often, not only in our group, but other groups as well. So I feel it being addressed hopefully can help a lot of us kind of come out of our shell a little bit and not ghost people as often, if that makes sense. Does anybody have any questions or something that they would like to add to this? because I am all ears. I am all for it. Thank you, Gina. I'm glad I could do this for you guys. I really do. Alright, lovelies. If there is nothing that you guys want to add, or if you don't have any questions, comments, or concerns, I'm going to go jump off. But I wish you all well in your writings. Of course, we are getting close to this pen pal exchange, of course, ending. So, without further ado, blessed be, ladies, and good night.